Alrighty, and welcome to Commerce Today. My name's Darren Newbold, and this is my wonderful, awesome sidekick, Josh, and we are excited to be here to share a little bit about what's going on in commerce today. And an important safety note for today, I want to let everyone know that this is the real Josh. This is not an AI bot Josh, because we are talking a little bit about AI, and that happens to be 7 unexpected AI tools for e-commerce managers that they can use today. So, Josh, we've got 7 of them. Number 1 on the list sounds really cool. Tell us about it.
Yeah, well, first, I guess this is why you keep insisting we record in person, is you're making sure I'm a real human. So I have to work on my Android replacement as well.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so our first up today is a tool called Answer the Public. AnswerThePublic.com. As always, links in the show notes. So if you don't know what to say, and you're going to see these next 3 kind of build together, but you're like, hey, I need to create some marketing content for my brand. I don't know what to say. Go to answerthepublic.com, and it actually uses a combination of data from different search engines and an AI engine to actually give you basically what the public's looking for. Like, what questions do people have that you can answer in your marketing content? The theory being then it's super easy to rank on keywords that people are actually searching for.
Wow. All right. So first up, social media is taken care of. We got some answers. Next, we got to have some video to go with this. So tell us about number 2.
Yeah. So for number 2, it's a service called HeyGen, and that's GEN, heygen.com. So you can basically go in and take a 2-minute video, like I could take one of these videos, and it will actually create an AI avatar that looks like me, sounds like me, talks like me, moves just like me. So then, you just take your text from ChatGPT that you've generated based on what Answer the Public told you should be talking about, and you have automated having a video of yourself talking about a subject where you're not in the room, you didn't record the video, you didn't even necessarily come up with the text.
So next time, Josh, when we do these show notes, we need to put the movie that this is the replica of that goes with each of these, because I can, iRobot's in here somewhere.
Oh, it's yeah.
I think it's number 3. You're pretty close.
Yeah.
Now we get into the real video. The other one was scary audio that's identical. So now the video.
Well, HeyGen does video as well, but what video does, and Video, such a unique name. There's actually 2 companies out there named Video. So today we're talking about Video.ai. It can take that video content, say you just created with HeyGen, a Zoom meeting, a webinar, or whatever, and it can generate clips out of that for you. So it can basically go through and say, here's the most interesting clips from your video content. Now you have your Reels. Now you have your TikTok posts. Now you have everything you need for those short form videos.
Wow. And, the combo platter is all 3 of these. So it's the trifecta, because you have your social media, you have it sound just like you, and then now you've got the video to go with it.
Yep. Well, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of the downsides or risks at the end of the episode. But I will say, like, this to me is, I don't want to say the best of AI, but a lot of people say, oh, AI is coming for our jobs. If it can create video and content, why do you need content creators anymore? Why do you need people like me and Darren anymore? Right. But this, in an ideal world, you're using it to amplify. So, what used to take you 40 hours a week, maybe you can do it in 20 hours. And now you can start exploring some of those other marketing channels, some of those other e-commerce efforts that you wanted to explore before but didn't have the time for. So that's kind of how I see those first 3 items, is like, hopefully you use those as amplification and you don't just blindly post whatever the AI says to post.
So use your powers for good, folks. Important safety tip. All right. Moving on. Number 4. This one's a little different because now we're kind of moving into more the in the computer chatting, texting, right? Is that right?
Yeah, and more into using it to augment your ability for strategic thinking. So this is a plugin for the note-making app Obsidian. It's called the Chat Stream plugin. It's a GitHub module. You can also just install it through Obsidian's community plug interface. Search for Chat Stream. If you're not familiar with Obsidian, it's a note-making app. It has a feature called a canvas, and really a canvas is almost like a digital whiteboard or a digital mind map where you can kind of have all your notes, you can spread them around on the screen, you can add snippets of text, you can draw links and connections between them. Well, what the ChatStream plugin does is throw ChatGPT into that. So you can actually say, okay, I've connected all these different notes. Now I'm going to generate a new connection at the bottom and give ChatGPT a prompt and say, analyzing all of this information, summarize my company's performance for 2023 and the top 3 things I should look at planning for 2024, and it will actually generate a response that it adds into that canvas.
Wow.
And the fun thing with that is then you just go back and forth and you're brainstorming with ChatGPT. And you can tell it, you can pull in other notes, you can create new notes, you can then take what it says, turn that into a note, and now you have basically a mind map, but it's not just your mind, it's also the AI.
Oh my goodness. And folks, just in case you're wondering, because I know Josh does this, he also takes all the notes that he takes about me and our conversations and does this exact same thing. So yeah, it's a little crazy. All right. Hanging right in there. Let's keep on going. Here from ourselves right here, Creatuity, the AI content generator module. Tell us about that one.
Yeah, so that was one that marketing did not name. It is the Creatuity AI content generator module for Magento. So it does exactly what it says on the tin. This is an open source module. Depending on when you click the links, it may not be available to the public yet. It should go live, I think, before this episode goes out. But for those watching live, you can't find it yet. And what it does is, for anyone that's using Magento or Adobe Commerce, you install this module, you add an OpenAI API key, and then you can use AI to generate all your product descriptions and to generate your SEO metadata for your products. We added a few things to it that other tools don't have. For instance, it doesn't generate just one description. It can generate 3 and let you decide which one you like best.
Oh, that's handy.
And none of these plugins work directly with Page Builder yet. So if you're using Page Builder, we've actually built a way that you can just still easily copy and paste it into your Page Builder content. And a big difference is ours is free, and a lot of these are $50, $100, that sort of thing. So we decided to open source that and throw a little bit of AI innovation into the Magento open source world.
That is awesome. That's got to be a huge time saver for commerce managers. Well, all right. So this one, the next, or number 6 here on our list, looks like more of an assistant. So to kind of help you out with several different things. Is that what it's looking like here?
So it's a tool. Originally it was called Tavern. Now it's called Noah, but it's still by Tavern because it's at tavern.art, but they spell Tavern weird. So just look in the show notes. So what Noah does is it connects to Google Drive, it connects to Notion, it connects to a lot of different places where you might be storing a lot of data about your company. So all your different product descriptions, it could be your e-commerce strategy for the year, whatever those documents are, connects all of that. You can ask it then you can ask it questions where you basically can say, hey, in our strategic plan, what are the 3 things that are mentioned? Basics like that. You can also say, summarize this for me. It can even write an email for you based on all those documents. It's basically just a big time saver. Most e-commerce managers I know have a lot in docs and a lot in spreadsheets. And so tying it into a program like this is another one that can really amplify and save you some time.
Very handy. Very handy. Well, as we put it all together, number 7 on our list. So, hey, we already have great search. I mean, Google has all the answers, right? But no, we have Searchy. So what's Searchy about?
Yeah, Searchy.io. So this one's kind of fun. If you have educational content, which I really encourage, any e-commerce brand, you should build out educational content. It's obviously really good for SEO. It's also good for just getting your customers to stick around. If you're the expert in your industry, they're going to be more likely to buy from you. So you don't already have educational video content, you need to be creating it. Now, with that content that you either have or have just created, you plug that into Searchy, and Searchy can pull in content from just about anywhere. So you can go to Google Drive, Zoom, all the usual places. It pulls it in, it transcribes it all, and then you can then basically, with just a few clicks, create either digital courses, or you could create a subscription membership site where if you subscribe, then you get access to all this great educational content. And people can go in, it basically trains an AI model around your content. So we take all these wonderful podcast episodes we've done, we put them in a searchy, then you could actually sit down and ask it questions and say, what would Josh think about? And it will answer and try to answer with what it thinks I would say based on what I've said in the podcast.
So what you're saying here is now nobody has a reason to call us, Josh, really? You gave them that on the show?
Well, that's why it's going to be a membership for us that for the low price of $99 a month.
Right.
So.
Right. We'll send you 10 Gensu cutting knives. That's what I said. Anyway. All right. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. All right. Those were our 7. We had everything from social media. We've got the audio that sounds exactly like you, then bringing in the video. We've got our own Creatuity one. We've got some Obsidian and kind of a text-based solution. We've got an assistant and then the search program. But bringing it all kind of to wrap it all up, there's always a little bit of a caution because I know you're a glass half full when it comes to AI, and some people can use it for the dark side.
This is very true. So yeah, there's a lot, and like anything you read in the news, take it with a grain of salt if it's super positive or super negative. So, I don't think AI is here to kill us all, at least not yet. I don't think we're in a Terminator sort of situation. But I did see a really good presentation, actually, at Meet Magento New York just a few weeks ago by a guy named Talesh. His company's Bit79. We'll have links in the show notes. And so he's involved in the OWASP, which is the Open Worldwide Application Security Project. They've changed the name a few times, so that's the new and updated shiny one. And that's basically just a nonprofit group that is looking out for web and application security. And they have added a focus now on AI. And so OWASP is known for publishing kind of the top 10 security challenges for the web. They're now doing something similar for AI. And one of the biggest things I learned from kind of their materials and from what Talesh presented is the idea of human in the loop. And basically what that means, and that can be formal or informal, but that means that somewhere in the process of utilizing these AI tools, there's got to be a human. And a human has to basically have veto power before things go live. And I say that could be formal or informal. And what I mean by that is you could literally, like with our tool that we built, that module, it's just a simple thing of, hey, you look at the output. If you don't like the output, don't use it. Like, don't click save. On a more formal side, if you're building out some sort of automation or tool, then there are actually services out there. And I don't know, Amazon's changed the name of this a few times. Basically, Amazon has a service that contractors can go to, and you can just pose very simple questions, and it goes to a human, and they answer that question, do that task, that sort of thing. Well, you can tie something like that into your AI workflow, where basically, as your AI does something, you can say, okay, I want it sent to 5 different contractors who can very quickly say thumbs up or thumbs down. And so that's just another way to have kind of that human in the loop as you scale some of these AI efforts. But definitely think that even thinking back a year ago to an AI episode we did back then when I was a little more negative about AI, it still requires a human. It's not to the point where you can just let it go crazy. So definitely keep that in mind.
When was the last time you watched iRobot? Just wondering.
I need to go back and watch it. We need to have Commerce Today at the movies.
Exactly.
I think.
Yeah. So I love that human in the loop. That makes a lot of sense, and it's at least a way to keep the human involved. Well, folks, we really appreciate you joining us here today at Commerce Today. We're excited about these AI tools. Definitely take a look at them in their show notes. Grab them, use them. Let us know how they work. If they don't work, whatever happens, we want to know. We'd love to hear from you. And as always, take care. Have a great rest of your day. And we'll see you next time on Commerce Today.